What's up, everybody? So today we are reacting to Why Soldiers Hate Airsoft and Mil-sim. This is by Military Group. Very intrigued to see what this person has to say, whether it's good or bad. Because I want to get into Airsoft and Mil-sim, and I want to see if it's going to be something, if it mentions something that's going to frustrate me, or whether I disagree with him, or whatever. But I am interested to see what their opinions are. I will leave a link down below to the original video. Whether you agree with their opinion or not, go and send them some love. That's very important. But before we get started, as per usual, I want to give a huge shout out to my members. You're amazing. I love you, and I couldn't do this without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wouldn't be making videos every day if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate you. If you want to become a member, there's a join button down below next to the subscribe button. Go and click that and you'll see all the different tiers and each tier's perk. What else? Links down below to all the original stuff. Instagram, Discord, Twitter, website merch, second channel, Original Human Geek, and my Twitch stream where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Which reminds me, my Twitch streams have been on point recently. I've been getting some cheeky snipes. Also, my wife did dare me to keep my hair braided. She braided it, and she dared me to keep it braided during this video. So I'm doing it. I will always go through with a dare, guys, okay? Also, before we start, quick word from the sponsor. That's right, guys. I finally accepted a sponsor for the videos. As you guys know, I am very protective of this channel and very, very picky when it comes to sponsors and ads. So much so that we are way over 200,000 subscribers, and I didn't pick a sponsor and ad for any of my videos up until Wargaming approached me with World of Tanks. Now, World of Tanks is a free-to-play multiplayer battle tank simulator. I have played it and I had a ton of fun. It is absolutely incredible. There is over 550 tanks in the game. Historically accurate tanks. And honestly, it was a lot of fun, guys. There is a big new update that added a lot of features that really helped me understand the game very quickly. This is a skill-based game, and it really does a good job of avoiding them things that free-to-play games do, which is pay to win and making you feel like a bit of an idiot when you first start the game because you're new to it and there's people that have been playing it for a long time. It really puts you in the game at a right spot and makes you feel like you're learning the skills very quickly and also dominating as much as you can. And guys, if you want me to play this game on the channel and do a full run through of it, let me know in the comments because I cannot get over how good this game is. There is a link down below to go and join World of Tanks, and there is also a code down there where if you use the code you will get 7 days premium, 500 gold coins, and also a premium tank, the T-127 Soviet Tier 3 tank. It is an absolute beast, guys. So link down below. Go and join World of Tanks and have a ton of fun, just like I did. Okay, so let's get straight into it. I'm going to pull this up, and we're going to react to it and pause it as we go along and kind of break down what this person has to say and whether I agree or disagree with it.
At the beginning, when we started to play Airsoft, we had a lot of fun. We were looking for some kind of cardio sport that will be different from others. So we found Airsoft and we were like, oh, we just need some gear and stuff. And many of those things we already have because we are in military, stuff like uniforms, vests, helmets. We just have to buy some face protection and those toy guns. So
I feel like calling them toy guns is kind of a little bit... I know they only shoot BBs and they don't shoot real rounds, but they are incredibly, incredibly accurate. Like, they look so much like real weapons, and I think calling them replicas rather than toy guns is a little bit better, and it doesn't undermine them a little bit because people put a lot of work into making these weapons look real. I've looked at some of them and they're amazing, like really well made. So calling them toy guns, I feel like that's putting them in the same category as like Nerf guns and stuff, and I think that's a little bit unfair.
we got them and we started to play with local Airsoft players. They were very positive about it, that active soldiers were playing with them. And they were like, oh, it's cool, you can definitely join us. We also recorded videos about these games. By the way, you can stop this video and check them in the description below. There are a few of them. And
maybe I will go and check them out. Maybe that would be cool to see how they did in the Airsoft.
We were really excited about this sport. It was loads of fun. But later, we were seeing things that were really weird. We have met more and more people who were acting like they were in special forces with all the knowledge. They were commenting on everyone's tactics, gear. They were trying to use military tactics in these toy gun fights.
Okay, he is taking part in milsim, which so he called it himself earlier. He called it a sport, and you can very easily call it a sport or a hobby. And I think it's important that it should be treated like a sport and a hobby. And if that's the case, if he wants to just mess about, then it's like football, right? You can mess about with your friends and have a bit of a kick around. But if you want to be good and you want to take part and you want to be professional, you do the tactics that the professionals use. You try and mimic what the best of the best are doing. So these people playing Airsoft and Milsim, they're trying to mimic real soldiers. Now, they'll never have the same amount of tactics as what they do in the Special Forces and stuff, but they're certainly trying to play that role and the role playing it, and I don't think that's a bad thing. We'll get into what he says, but if anything, he should be kind of proud that these people are mimicking him and kind of, doing something similar to him. He should be proud of that, not be, like, taking the mickey out of it.
Personally, I don't have any problem with this.
Okay,
but first of all, it's totally up to them how they want to play the game.
Okay, good.
But the problem was, those guys were very arrogant. They were looking at the other players like they are something less than them. And every time when something went wrong, they blamed everyone around them, but not themselves.
So this seems like it's a small sample of people that are playing it that spoiled it for them, not Milsim or Airsoft. That sounds like these people were just being a bit arrogant.
We just don't see any reason why we should use military tactics in toy gun fights. It was a lot more fun when we were just running and rushing everything. And as you can see in the videos, it was even more effective.
So, okay, you could say that running around and rushing people in real life is more effective until you get shot. Like, the reason these guys are acting professional and they're trying to take this very seriously is because that's the aim of the game. They're trying to win. And if you're trying to win, you're going to try and mimic the best tactics to win these types of situations. And the military have the best tactics for this type of situation. So I feel like he's being a little bit harsh. I feel like maybe he encountered a few arrogant people and he assumed that all people in Airsoft are like this, because I don't think that's the case. I know some good friends of mine, like name's Nico, the YouTuber who does Airsoft, and he takes it seriously. He was in the military and he's a great guy. But he takes it seriously because of the tactics. He doesn't take it seriously because he thinks he's in the forces anymore, because he left the army. So, I don't know. I feel like this guy just had a bad start, maybe? I don't know.
After that, we started to see all those things more and more, how wrong and cringy many of these people behave. We just wanted some fun, not to hear players, how they blame each other or argue and are so toxic. We just didn't understand how those people can take this game so seriously, because it is something very similar to paintball. But players just have military outfits, gear, and the BBs are a lot smaller.
But you could say the same about paintball. You have professional paintballers who take it seriously, and they take it seriously because they want to get good. They want to enjoy that. People enjoy that seriousness about it, and they're trying to improve their skills. I don't know if I agree with this. I understand his opinion. I understand that a lot of people in the military can feel like they have a bit of a chip on the soldier on the shoulder. And I don't know whether that's the case with this guy, but I feel like just because they're mimicking him, we shouldn't think that they're trying to act too serious. They should be proud of that.
The difference between Airsoft and paintball is that Airsoft players want to look like soldiers, especially this type of players that take it too seriously. They don't realize it's a toy gun fight, and they take it like some kind of military training. It has nothing to do with real firefights. It just looks similar on photos, but it's something completely different. I met so many new friends and awesome people in this sport, and all of them were taking it as a fun, which this sport is really about. Because only in the Airsoft you can wear a Special Forces patch and not be able to run 2 miles. Only
come on, I feel like that's not fair.
in Airsoft, Mil-sim, or it's up to you how you want to call it, you're able to be a commander without any knowledge. You can grow yourself a beard, have a big belly, act like a military veteran, but for all people around you, you are just a grown-up child, playing with his toy guns. It was awesome experience to play with local players that take the Airsoft as a fun. But if you take it so seriously, why didn't you enlist? More you play, more you see all this nonsense.
You can't say, why didn't you just enlist? Some of these people who play airsoft really respect the military, love the military, but can't join because of things like asthma, etc. So they do something that's like a sport that they can they can simulate that type of thing, so they can get that enjoyment out of them. They can respect weapons, they can respect the type of tactics that you use and learn about it. I don't know if I agree with this guy.
And then you see these people start to eat MREs, even though they don't need to.
They're doing it because they want to feel like they're in the military. This is a simulation. They want to feel like they're actually doing it. And I think, if, as someone who is in the Royal Marine Commandos, I have more pride at the fact that these people are trying to be like the Royal Marines. And some of them are actually veterans, and some of them are just using them tactics and practicing them and enjoying it. There's a reason why they join the military, is because they're enjoying it. And they're doing it alongside the friends who maybe couldn't join, maybe because they're unfit, or maybe they're unhealthy, or maybe they just can't do it because of medical reasons. I don't think it's fair to say that they're not allowed to at least, simulate the type of gameplay.
And ask you, why don't you have an optics on a bolt action toy gun that shoots 50 meters? Sometimes you feel like you are from another planet. That's the point when you have no words. And sometimes it's not even possible to argue. One of those ultra specialers of 10 years of milsim toy gun experience was commenting on the Ministry of Defense posts about my colleague who was awarded for not pulling a trigger in the direction of crowded area because gunshots came from that area.
Okay, so yeah, it seems like he's probably come across some arrogant people who think they know a lot, and he's automatically dumping everyone who plays milsim and airsoft into one kind of bucket. And I don't think that's fair. I think there's a lot of people out there who really enjoy this, and they enjoy it because they aspire to be in the military, or they're veterans, or they couldn't because of medical reasons, or they're not fit enough. And I think that's okay. It's okay to do that. It's fun. And I'm proud of them. And I think he's just come across some arrogant people who has just put a bad taste in his mouth when it comes to the sport.
He did not see a target, so he didn't pull the trigger. And this milsim pro ultra experienced player typed a comment about him being pussy, and blamed him about not recognizing a target. But everyone can type a comment, even if it's 10 years old, or a grown-up human with an IQ under 70.
So obviously he said that someone made a comment on his colleague who was in the military and he didn't do something. Now, there is a lot of differences when it comes to rules of engagement in the military and then airsoft. So obviously this guy was just being a bit of a douchebag and thought he knew a lot. And yeah, okay, the guy was a bit of an idiot. I don't think that's fair to say that all airsoft are like that. This guy shouldn't have been saying what he was saying. If he said that his colleague should have done this or should have done that when he was in combat, nobody can tell you what you should or shouldn't done unless it's a fellow, colleague or someone who's in the military with you. They're the ones who can be like, oh, maybe you should have done this, mate. Next time, practice this and you might get better at this. You might get better at target indication. But for someone who's not been in that position before to tell you that, I can see why this guy's got a bit pissed off at that, if I'm honest with you. But again, he shouldn't assume everyone is like that.
And now the kids. Well, almost everyone behaves arrogant to the kids or teenagers playing airsoft. It's normal for kids and teenagers to play with toy guns, and you cannot blame them for having fun. So the problem is probably somewhere else. What I think is not normal, when is a grown-up man gives himself a rank and makes everybody around call him by that rank.
He's playing a simulator. He can do that. It's fun. He enjoys it. Let him have his fun.
And if it's happening something they don't like, and when they're losing badly, it's kind of funny how toxic they can become. And all those people ruining this awesome sport.
So he agrees it's an awesome sport. He agrees that. And it looks like he's just got a bad taste in his mouth.
Anyway, there was few reasons why we don't play airsoft so often anymore. We may play some events in future, but not this year because of deployments. We may join the Border War event in Europe in 2020, just because of our friends and atmosphere. And personally, you can comment what you want this channel to be about in the future. It was created for all of you.
Alright, okay, let me pull that down. So yeah, I think I've said pretty much everything I want to say about this. The guy obviously has a bad taste in his mouth because he met a few people who were obviously not very nice, who were arrogant. And I think it's unfair to kind of lump everyone who plays Airsoft. And he probably agrees with me when I'm saying this. I'd love to speak to him about it. I think he probably agrees with me that not all people who play Airsoft are like this. So I don't know whether the title's just a little bit of clickbait, why soldiers hate Airsoft and Mil-sim, because I don't think that's the case. I actually know a lot of soldiers who would love to play Airsoft or who do play Airsoft and really enjoy it. At the end of the day, you are pretending to be in the military. If people take it too seriously, then yeah, they're idiots, and that's okay. Just ignore them, walk away, enjoy yourself. But don't lump everyone into one group and say that they're all, arrogant and that everyone in the actual military hate them, because that's not the case. That's not the case at all. Anyway, still though, I think it's a good opinion to have. It's okay for him to air his opinion, and I still think I'll leave a link down below, and I still think you should all go over to that person and send him some love and comment, and instead of arguing with him, debate him and say, okay, how many games did you play, I think that's more important. I think people very easily get angry and attack each other these days. I think it's really important to go over there and open a dialogue and be like, hey, I actually think this or this. What do you think to that? And maybe you can find some middle ground with him. But anyway, great video. Really cool to comment on it. Really cool to react to it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Please leave a like on this video if you did. Don't forget, we've got some awesome content coming up, including Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm going to be playing Call of Duty World War II. It was a battle between Battlefield 4 or Call of Duty World War II, and I chose World War II because I did a poll and it won like crazy. People wanted me to play that. So I'm going to be playing Call of Duty World War II. On Tuesday, we've got Tarkov Tuesday, where I play Escape from Tarkov with some viewers on Tuesdays. On Thursday, I've got the podcast. On Saturday, I've got Halo. And on Sundays, I've got reactions. So I hope you all enjoy. Again, before you leave, members, you're amazing. I love you. I couldn't do this without you. Links down below to all the usual stuff. Instagram, Discord, Twitter, website, merch, second channel, and my Twitch stream, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, guys, until next time, I love you all. Take it easy. Goodbye.